And then my wife come home and she was like, did you just come out as non-binary?
Who helped you through the transition the most?
And then we've got 2 kids, 8 and 11.
8 and 11.
That's not their names.
So the most important question that right now maybe everyone is asking is how your kids reacted when you came out as a trans woman.
But then when I come out as trans, she come out as a lesbian.
Okay.
And then we had a massive conversation about how things were going to work.
What do you wish people understood about trans parents?
Oh, so much. I could have a whole list. My young daughter, she embraces the fact I'm trans.
Why you didn't ask them to call you mummy?
I did that online without telling anyone, even my wife. I probably have a better relationship with my kids than a lot of cis-het couples do. Because I'm open and honest with them. We always are. We both are. And you shouldn't be around kids. You're going to confuse them. It's like kids are not confused by anything other than hatred.
So if you didn't know why trans people are exhausted, now you know why we are exhausted all the time, because we have to think about...
They're all asking the wrong questions, like what is a woman? That's the wrong question. Trans people need to stop being the headlines and they need to be involved in the actual journalistic sort of journey. And I said that they need to be talked to, not talked at.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Trans Crash, the podcast where every Thursday we dive deep into lives, stories and experiences of trans women. And also where on Patreon we talk about everything dating related. We talk about sex, dating, gossips, all is there without the filters. So make sure you check out patreon.com/transcrash or click the link below this episode. Our guest today is Adelle Barker. Adelle is a trans woman. She's also an award-winning trans influencer, trans advocate, and a creator of I Don't Know How to Be Trans. And I'm so happy she is in the studio with us today. Hi Adelle, welcome to Trans Crash.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So happy to have you here. I know a little bit about you and I know you've got so much to say, so much to share. Your story is incredibly inspiring and I really can't wait to dive into your story and find out more about your life. I have a tradition on this podcast, which is question what makes you happy. So what makes you happy, Adelle?
Do you know what? It's such a big question, isn't it? Like, what makes you happy? It depends on my mood and it depends on the day. And at the moment, what makes me happy is just being able to get up in the morning and just be me. That makes me happy. Do you know what I mean? I could say what makes me happy: binge watching TV, and just lounging around on the sofa. Yeah. But no, at the moment, we're coming out of Pride season. It's the summer and that, and I find I'm really happy just being out there, being me. I mean, getting invited to stuff like this, right? This is amazing. This setup's amazing. Right?
Thank you.
I used to do podcasts back in before I transitioned, like 10 odd years ago. It was nothing like this. I was around my mate's house and we just sat at a dining table recording to a potato or something.
Were you the host?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were the host.
I was the host, yeah. I was.
Podcast was just starting 10 years ago, wasn't it?
It was. I was one of the pioneers at the beginning. I wasn't. I really wasn't. But no, we used to record stuff and just talk absolute nonsense. I did like a radio show and that, and I had like a persona of being like a cheeky Essex boy at the time.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard to pretend to be someone, isn't it?
Yeah. What are you passionate about? What's your passions?
I'm nearly 40. So I'm tired a lot of the time. I don't look it. Thank you so much. I'm tired all the time. So passion at the moment sleeping.
Welcome to the club.
But when I talk about passions, I love getting to know people. I love getting to sort of tell my story, and I love being able to be me, express it, and learn as I'm going. I just love kind of like stepping outside of the box now. Yeah. That's my passion now, is to try and get to know as many people, learn more, unlearn a lot of stuff. And so my passion really is just being out there, being me, meeting new people. Yeah. So yeah.
Beautiful. When you go out and meet people, how do you usually meet them? Or
I just chat to anybody.
You chat to anybody.
I'm annoying. I'm an annoying person when it comes to chatting to people. I will find them. I'll chat to them on Instagram. I'll message them and I'll comment on their stuff. And then if I meet them out, like for example, I was at an awards ceremony recently, and I just kept getting up from my table and just wandering over to random celebrities and started chatting to them as if they were like my best friends.
I love that.
I'm not a
Definitely
stalker.
not shy.
Yeah, but I'm not a stalker and a creepy stalker. But no, I just go over and start chatting to them, and
Yeah.
all the people at the table are like, it's like they're meeting you, and I'm like, well, that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
I want them to meet me, and I just want to sort of, especially people that I admire. You know, there's people there like, you know, I've made good friends with people like Charlie Craigs, and you know, I met Ali Bromley from who'd won Big Brother last year, because I think she's such a good advocate for neurodivergent people.
Yeah.
And I told her that straight away, and I was just like, I don't want to be besties with them, but I just got to let them know. Like people should know.
Acknowledge them.
Yeah, if they're doing good work, they should know that, right?
I think it's beautiful to tell people if they're doing well, or if you admire them, or if they inspired you in your life. I think it's really important, because we never know if our compliment will push them forward. You know, it's so inspiring for people to get compliments, especially if it's really from heart. I think it's incredibly important to just support each other and lift up each other.
Yeah. I mean, we should be doing that, right? I want everyone to do well. And I want people to do well in stuff that they're good at, and that can inspire others. So yeah, I mean, I'll go give props to anybody.
Yeah.
I'm a proper cheerleader. I think I am. I like to be. I enjoy, like, you know, building people up, but then people give me a compliment, and then I sort of like shrink into like, oh,
Yeah.
little me. But don't stop giving me compliments, because I do enjoy it.
No,
Deep down, I really do enjoy it.
everyone does.
But yeah, no, it is good fun.
So when did you realize you were trans?
Oh, here we go. Big question, all right? But you ask this to everyone.
The most important, the most important question on here.
And nobody's the same.
Nobody's the same.
No one's the same. Everything sort of falls into a sort of, what time did you do it? When did you realise? And do you know what I mean? It's really hard to look back, because all I can do is go back on how I felt. You know, I didn't document it to a degree. And it was a case of... So I'm nearly 40. I transitioned about 4 years ago. So I was 36. And I've always known.
Even as a child.
Even as a child. Yeah. But I didn't have any words to put to it. So when I think back to when I was like 12, 13, 14, it was, you know, we were sort of going into the late 90s, early noughties, and trans representation was not great. Any trans
Almost
person...
none.
Well, if any, yeah. If there was any trans representation, it was always negative. And it was always like they were a serial killer, or they were, you know...
Creeps, pedophiles.
Exactly. Bad guys and all that stuff in TV shows. Or if they're in documentaries, they were always sex workers. And they were kind of like marginalised in that kind of era. So if you ever said that you were trans, they'd be like, oh, you're going to be a sex worker then. It's like, well, that's not how it works. And I just remember, like, watching these things and thinking to myself, I'm pretty sure that's me. There's no way I could come out and be it. It's almost like I know I wanted to, but I was like, well, it's not going to happen. So I kind of just like brushed it under. And then, like most trans people, you fall into the whole alter ego secret, you know, especially when online sort of social media come in. You go into that underworld of like secret account of dressing up and all that stuff. And it's exhausting, especially when you don't want people to find out. Actually, no, you want people to find out, but you don't want people to find out.
At the same time, yes.
Yeah, so you're kind of like up and down. You want to tell someone, but then you don't want to tell someone, because you tell one person and then they tell someone else, and it becomes like an open secret. And it's just like, for a lot of my life, that's what was going on in the background, and I just kept ignoring it, kept pushing it back. And like so many alter ego accounts on Facebook and MySpace and, you know, Twitter and all that, and it was just getting exhausting, because I was living in a heightened sense of fear that I was going to be outed. You know, my fault for just being so open out there, right? but it was like that's in my brain was like I wouldn't be accepted. And it wasn't until I got to my lowest point, I think like a lot of trans people do, and then it's just like something inside me just went, oh come on, just either do it now or don't. Like it's just like there's no other option now. And I didn't fancy not being here anymore for certain reasons, and I was like, I've got to do something. It wasn't easy. Didn't do it in the best way. Did it in a very messy ADHD style of like, it's all or nothing, we're going out, this is it. You know, I basically so what I did, I come out as non-binary because I thought that would be easier.
All right.
And I decided to do it on Non-Binary Awareness Day because I was like, why not? Let's make a thing about it.
Great opportunity.
And I did that online without telling anyone, even my wife at the time.
So you just did it online?
Just did it online. Went on Facebook, just wrote it, and I had people messaging me. And then my wife come home and she's like, did you just come out as non-binary? And I was like, yeah, I think I did. She's like, why did you do that? And she knew, like we'd all had this discussion, just like, I wish you'd give me the heads up because I was getting messages of people. And then obviously I didn't tell my parents, I didn't tell my family, so then they were all finding out. So I kind of like just put a grenade and just walked away. Kind of like how I've been doing it my whole life, like with the secret accounts and just ignoring it. And I kind of hid away. I got a lot of lovely messages. I mean, I wasn't even non-binary. I was kidding myself, right? Because I knew I was trans. But I felt like that was the easy option because I felt like I could sort of be both and people wouldn't question me. I had loads of great comments. People were great. And I thought, oh, actually, this might work. But then I think once it died down and people start getting bored of that topic and they start looking at other stuff, I was like, I'm not happy being non-binary. Like, this is not truly who I am. And I ended up just basically dressing up as me and being me. And people were like, I don't think you're non-binary. I think you're trans. And I was like, yeah, I am. Yeah. And then it just got a couple of months later. It was like, yeah, I'm going to put.
A couple of months later.
A couple of months later, it was like, put it out there online, back on my Facebook. Like, oh, but a few months back, I said this, but now I'm this. Do you know what? I didn't get as many comments back because I think people were bored of me by then. They were like, "Oh, well, what now? Yeah, another one." That's
and
kind
you
of
were like, "Another one, thank you."
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So it was it. So I did that, and then and then it kind of got to a point where I was like, "Oh, I now need to tell my work," because I've told everyone online and forgetting that I've actually now got to tell work.
Yeah,
that was fine. I just rang my manager up and just said, need to meet up. And he's like, oh, okay. And we met up. And then I just said, I just want to let you know that I'm transgender, I'm transitioning. My name's Adelle now. And he was like, oh, I did not expect that. I thought you was leaving. And then, and then they were really good. They led by it. And I was really, really happy. And we kind of got through that again.
Who helped you through the transition the most?
Probably my wife. So, tell you a little bit about my wife. My family set up. So I met my wife when I was 17, 18, same sort of age as her, at college. And we've been together since. And then we've got 2 kids, 8 and 11.
8 and 11.
That's not their names. I'm not running some kind of umbrella academy or anything. So we got married in like 2015. We're like each other's best friends. It was always like a relationship of like comfort, best friends relationship. We always got on. We always had a laugh. We always kind of liked the same things. We always kind of just felt comfortable in each other's sort of company. And she always knew that I had this feminine sort of outlook to do, and so she always knew something, but we kind of didn't talk about it as much as we probably should have. We kind of kept pushing it down purely because she had a lot going on in her own head and I had a lot going in my head. We were almost kind of like, we won't talk about it, but we just give each other a hug every now and again. And so when I told her, so this is a really interesting part. When I told her, I said, just before I come out of non-binary, I said, I think I'm trans. And I said, I think, because that's what we always say. We know. And she's like, okay, we're gonna get through this. But then it got to a point where we were like worried about the dynamic for the kids and everything like that. So it was like, we need to take this slow, which I've just told you I didn't take it slow.
All or nothing, as you
I
said.
ripped that Band-Aid off and did it. But yeah, we kind of did that, and she was always my biggest supporter. But then when I come out as trans, she come out as a lesbian.
Okay.
And then we had a massive conversation about how things were going to work. And we're no longer a couple.
But then she had a wife, right?
Well,
She came as lesbian.
But she was like, I think
she was straight before, or like
we were in a hetero couple.
And we never like talk about sexuality or anything like that.
Not really, not as much as we should have.
Maybe you're coming out, non-binary and trans, inspired her, because maybe she was suppressing it the whole time as well.
She was, and I think that's why we got on so well. I think there was almost like this
bond.
Yeah, this bond, this unspoken bond that kept us together. Like, we always kind of understood each other, and then that's how it works. So she came out as a lesbian, and the thing is, it's like we were kind of like, well, maybe we don't need to be together as a couple. So she went out, she's actually got a girlfriend now, and her girlfriend's amazing, and her girlfriend lives in the next village. This sounds so like small town. Like, I live in one village, they live in another village.
Movie material.
Yeah. And her girlfriend lives with her ex-partner and their kids. My partner lives with me and our two kids. We're like one big queer family.
I'm lost already.
Yeah. So, right, okay.
But I get it.
We're one big queer family. So we go on holiday and everything together.
Wow.
So, it's absolutely amazing. So I co-parent with my partner, with my ex.
Yeah.
So I call her my ex, but we're just besties.
Yeah.
And we just co-parent together.
And she's dating a woman now.
She's dating a woman now, and we get on really well, and we kind of make things work along with who's where and what's doing. Still live together. We basically almost live the same life we left with the kids.
Just different address.
Yeah, but she still lives with. We still live together.
All right.
So we live in the same house, co-parent.
I thought she lives in the village next door.
No, the girlfriend lives in the village.
Oh, the girlfriend.
Next
Okay.
Told you it's confusing. It's really confusing. The girlfriend lives in another village.
Right.
Next
with
door.
With her ex as well.
With her ex. And it's amazing. It's such a wonderful.
That's very inspiring.
Yeah.
I love that, because it's you don't hear this every day. Stories like that. You know, it's usually messy breakup or messy divorce, or you see lots of rejection, but you don't hear many stories with happy ending, especially of someone who transitioned during. You were married, right?
Yeah, married. Yeah.
A relationship with kids as well. You hear just like all the horror stories, rejection. So you are a great example of this happy ending, and a great example that you can transition. You can be who you are. You can live your truth, and you can have a beautiful, supportive partner, an ex-partner, and your family and everything. I love that. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, I hope people understood and kept along with it. Maybe we'll draw a picture next time.
Yeah.
So people could follow it.
Yeah.
But
I think a visual animation would be easy for me to see on a whiteboard, to be like, this is my ex, this is her partner, this is her ex, this is their house, this is their kids.
Yeah, it's so funny. But no, it's such a good. I do feel grateful. I sit at home some days, and it's just, I just think, oh my God, like, no one's left me.
Yeah.
Like, I've still got my kids,
yes,
and I've still got my bestie, my wife, my co-parent.
Yeah.
Like, that we're there together. We still do the same thing. We still do the things that most couples would do. In essence of, let's sort the bills out. Let's do the chores. Let's do the tidy. And she still has a go at me if I don't do certain things around the house. Do you know what I mean? So we still work together like that, but we just have our own position in life, our own, and she's happy. She's always, she said when she came out as a lesbian, it's like something that she always pushed down, and just like I did. So we're all kind of constantly doing it together, and we've both kind of come out at the same time, and we're both like the happiest we've ever been.
I love that. So happy for you. How did your parents react, considering they already had grandchildren from you, and they kind of had this maybe image of a family, because I assume there was no kind of LGBTQ conversation before?
No, none at all. I don't think they saw it coming, and yeah, they didn't really say much really. I think they were a bit annoyed that I did it on Facebook,
Yeah.
which I can understand.
And then the second coming out as a trans, how was that for them?
I think it's hard. It was hard for them, but I think they've got it now, and
Yeah.
and they're just like it's almost just
Yeah.
like fine.
I think it's all about to just give them, little education, little time.
Give them the space,
and
let them grieve their loss of their son.
do you think they had a grief?
Potentially? I never really spoke to them about it. It was really, I don't know, maybe we just kind of got on with our lives.
Yeah, and now it's all good.
Yeah, now we
Yeah.
just crack on now.
So the most important question that right now maybe everyone is asking is how your kids reacted when you came out as a trans woman.
It's hard, right? Because there's no handbook, there's no rules, there's no guidance on this at all. It's really difficult to sort of manage, and especially having kids at the age that they were when I come out. So, it's 4 years ago.
It was 4 and 6?
4,
No,
4,
4,
7,
4,
yeah,
7,
something
4,
like
7.
that, roughly. They were fine. Like my young daughter, she embraces the fact I'm trans. She loves it. She's my biggest supporter. She will correct any pronouns that I've done wrong. She watches me do my makeup and then she copies it and wants to do it. She wants to take selfies with me all the time.
Aww.
She has no issues like when she's out and like if I go and pick her up from gymnastics or something and I'm standing there, and
Is the older one?
the younger one.
The younger one.
And then she'd be like, "Oh, there's my daddy.
Yeah.
She's over there."
Yeah.
Like it's normal for her. It's a
Yeah.
normal life for
Yeah.
her.
So she still calls you daddy.
She calls me daddy.
But pronouns she, her?
Yep, she, her.
Yeah.
She calls me daddy, or she calls me mama dada sometimes.
Mama dada. That's cute.
She just sort of makes random. She's so funny. She's one of
Yeah.
the funniest people I've ever met, and she definitely gets her humour from me.
Yeah.
And but yeah, she says random stuff. Like I told her a story once when I was younger that I got my head stuck in a revolving door as a child, as you do, and she started
Very
laughing.
common.
Yeah, as you do, right? I think everyone can like sort of connect to that. And she just started to saying, "Oh, that's how you're trans." And I was like, "Sorry?" She's like, "You got your head stuck in it, and it spun it, and you spun your gender round." And I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about, but that's fine." But yeah, no, she's really savage. She's sassy. She's like a little drag queen.
Yeah.
When it comes to like something like she can read you. She will read you, and she'll be so savage.
Wow.
But she loves it. She embraces it. She has no issues with it, no problems. People ask her questions like, "What do we call your dad? Why is your dad a woman?" And she just be like, "Because she is. Because she is." My son's a bit older. It's a bit more on the autism spectrum, so he's a bit more kind of like direct, black and white. He was fine. He was
Yeah.
like, "Okay,
Yeah.
all right." My kids. If you ever want to be humbled in life, yeah, have kids. Because they will bring you down to earth. I won an award recently, and when I told them, they just like, so
Not a big deal.
you're not famous.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, right. I suppose I'll go and make dinner, shall I? It's just one of those things. Yeah, they're absolutely fine. They get it. They tell their friends, like, and just I'm just part of the school clique now. Like,
Yeah.
people. What people say behind my back, I don't know, nor do I care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not
You live your happy life. Your
I
truth.
do me, right?
Yeah.
But everyone's fine. I go on all. I've had school mum night outs and cheese and wine nights and made friends with all the other school mums. And they just see me as me, which is how they should, and that's what I like. And
Yeah.
my kids are fine.
Can I ask why you didn't ask them to call you mummy?
Because they've already got mum. And I don't ever want to take that away from them.
What about a lesbian couple who are two mums and they don't have a dad?
Well, that's true, but I'm not a mum.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In my head, I
You
never
didn't want to lose that title for
Yeah,
them?
because I'll always be their dad. I mean, it's not easy
Yeah.
because when I'm out and about and like in the middle of Tesco's and they're shouting "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," and people turn around and they see me, all glammed up to go and get a pint of milk. It can be you can feel quite like, oh, everyone's staring at me now. Like I kind of today I don't want to be seen. I just want to be blended in.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, no, do you know what? No, I'm not taking that away from them. I'm their dad. If she wants to call me mum or dada, and that we have had kind of conversations, and this this is more sad. I'm more sad for them in this respect.
Okay.
Because of the world and the
Yeah.
way the world is. I have had conversations said, look, when we're out in certain places, just call me Adele, make it easy. And they're like, okay. And when they said, why is that? We said, because there's some not nice people out there. And we just said that. There's not nice people out there. Especially with the whole toilet situation. If I have to take my daughter into the toilet, I'm taking her into the female toilets.
Don't draw unnecessary attention.
Yeah, I said, don't say Daddy, just say Adele. And they do. Like,
And I get it.
Yeah.
I get it 100%. And I agree. Sometimes it's really better for your own safety as well.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
peace.
Yeah, it is, because I don't know who I'm walking into. I don't know what I'm going to come up against. And the world is on fire.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to protect them as much as I can. But people do ask. They do say questions. And I think it's a relevant question. I've done talks at like colleges and stuff, right? And I've mentioned I've had kids. And sometimes a question they goes, why did you have kids if you knew you were trans? And, and there's an element there where it does feel like I was quite selfish by doing that. Right? I've brought them into a world knowing full well that I'm not who I am. But it's not as easy as that, is it? It's easy to look back and go...
You can have the best plan for your life.
Exactly.
And it always unfolds differently.
At the time, it felt right, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But then I look at it and I was going, no, you're right. I look after my kids, and I probably have a better relationship with my kids than a lot of cis-het couples do, because I'm open and honest with them. We always are. We both are. And kids appreciate love and honesty more than lying and all that stuff. So my kids are so empathetic and open and loving and care that I'm like, must be doing a good job. It doesn't matter if I'm trans or not.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm doing a good job. Well, I hope I am.
Yeah.
You wait till they get to their teenage years, I always say my little girl, she's either going to be the CEO of a multinational corporation or leader of a gang in prison. It's one or the other.
Yeah. Now, I want you to be very transparent with me.
Yeah, I can do that.
Since you are a transparent.
Wow.
Well, I had to do that. I was like, I've got a transparent here. She needs to be transparent with me.
Love that.
What do you wish people understood about trans parents?
Oh, so much. I could have a whole list. And then you shouldn't be around kids. You're going to confuse them. It's like kids are not confused by anything other than hatred. Trans people need to stop being the headlines, and they need to be involved in the actual journalistic.
Yes.
They're all asking the wrong questions, like, what is a woman? That's the wrong question.
What is the best thing about being a parent?
So many. I mean, there's a lot of days where I just want to go to bed and just be like, hide from them. Do you know what I mean? It's like the age-old thing of like hiding in the cupboard, eating chocolate, just rocking back and forth while the kids are clawing at the door. It does feel like that sometimes. Do you know what? I just love watching them grow into who they are. So being a parent is like, I look at that and I just go, I did that.
Yeah.
They're mine.
Yeah.
I said it to my wife. I said it to my ex. I said it to her the other day. I said we did all right, didn't we?
Yeah.
I said, look what we've made. We made some good kids here.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, we have.
It must be such a beautiful feeling.
It is. We were standing in the kitchen, and I was like, well, nice kids. And then 5 minutes later, they were fighting each other and having an argument. And I was like, all right, well, maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not.
What do you wish people understood about trans parents?
Oh, so much. I could have a whole list, right? Because depending on who you're talking to and what their views are on trans people, a trans parent is just a parent, all right? Trans is like, when you add trans to parent, it's just adding an adjective to it. I'm still a parent. I still look after my kids. I provide for them. I sort them out, going to school, do the school runs and all that stuff. I just wish people would like not feed into the lies and the idea that trans people are mentally ill,
Yeah, prejudice,
and not fit to look after people, and shouldn't be around kids and all that stuff. You hear that, and it's so sad. And I hate talking about that. I really do.
Yeah.
But there are people out there that think that, and then you shouldn't be around kids. You're going to confuse them. It's like kids are not confused by anything other than hatred. You know, kids are confused by hatred. They're not confused by truth.
Yeah.
Truth is the truth.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love this one. Definitely will use it for a teaser.
Do it.
This is so good. This is so good. Wow.
Good. I'm glad.
Mic drop. Please don't drop.
I will not touch them. So they look like really expensive.
Yeah. Okay, let's move from your parenting into your career. I know you are working for Sky company. How did you end up working there? When did you start?
I started in 2015. I become like one of those engineers, you know, the engineers that put dishes up and stuff.
Okay.
So I was living, you know, my unseasoned life.
Yeah.
I always say my unseasoned life because I treat being trans like a Nando's chicken sauce. You know, yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah. Before I transitioned, I was unseasoned. I was boring.
Yeah.
Now I'm like extra spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, don't use that. That's terrible.
And colorful.
Such a terrible.
No, I get it. I know what you mean. With,
Yeah.
with the sauce, it makes sense.
So sad. No, I was one of those engineers, and then I kind of just like built myself up and just sort of grew some confidence there. And it's such a great company to work for. Got nothing but great things to say about them. Really looked after me. But being in that role, I mean, like, you know, I get into certain leadership roles. It's not that role that's kind of helped me propel. It's being part of networks. So, you know, companies have employee networks, right? So an employee network could be anything that's voluntary run. So it's run by like people across the company, and it could be like neurodivergent network, LGBT network, mothers and parents and carers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I joined the LGBT network at Sky when I transitioned. Best thing I ever did, because I got to meet people across the business that were trans, that were like LGBTQ, which I didn't know many.
Yeah.
And then it kind of grew my confidence to kind of go out there and talk to them and be me. And they saw me as me. And that was amazing. Like they saw me as me. So the company helped me, and they put out like little podcasts and videos about me and stuff like that. Because I was like, they were championing me, really, which is great. And the network were there sort of championing me as well. So I kind of then went there and just sort of built with them and grew the network and got involved in pride parades, hosting panels, recording podcasts, doing videos, doing like...
For the company.
For the company,
For the LGBT network.
For the network that goes out in like internally, and then some things go out externally as well. And then when I was doing that, I was like, you got to remember, I got my day job as well. So I'm still doing my day job.
Yeah.
So it's quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We call it day job and gay job.
Yeah.
Right? So we do that. So I'm doing a lot of stuff. But then I was like, in my spare time, that's when I created the hashtag, because I'm a millennial, I don't know how to be trans.
Yes.
Just started it up because what I started to realise when I transitioned, I don't know how to be trans. I really don't. Like, there's no manual.
No.
I always say, like, have you ever seen the film Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice,
the movie. Okay, well...
I know it's a classic, but I just don't watch movies much.
I love movies. So I use this analogy for people that will understand it. In the film Beetlejuice, 2 people die, right? And then they get this book called The Handbook for the Recently Deceased.
Okay.
And it's telling them how to be dead, how to be ghosts, and live their afterlife. I always thought the minute I transitioned, I'd had the handbook for the recently transitioned, and it would give me tips and guidance on how to be a transgender person. You know, it doesn't come that way, does it? You have to make your own sort of decisions and do what you got to do for you and learn how to do it. You're going to make mistakes. And so I used I don't know how to be trans sort of title as a way of expressing my journey, showing my journey, and it's always done from my lived experience. It's like I can't talk from any other trans person out there because we're all in different sort of boats. I always say we're all in the same storm, we're just in different boats.
I love that.
And I use that as my platform to just really connect with people. And I'm really honest with it. Maybe too honest. Maybe I'm too overshare too much, maybe. But I talk about being trans, and I talk about, you know, things that I've done and how my work has helped me come out and do stuff with them. And it's kind of then helped me kind of get out there and get more noticed. And yeah, it's been really, really good. So obviously, I don't even know what the question was now, but yeah.
No,
I mean, this is
the Sky, you know,
Yeah.
the experience in Sky. What has been the most rewarding experience working at Sky, doing this LGBTQI panels,
So obviously,
podcasts?
yeah. So obviously, working where I do for a company like that, they've championed me big time, and they've really pushed me and helped me grow and develop. So the network has been my lifeline. What I'm most proud of recently is in the last few years, we've really pushed for visibility as a network, and they've listened and they've worked with us, and we did a huge We campaign, WE, right? And what that meant was it was just like, we know who we are. And it was all about employees at Sky. That did this campaign, which was brilliantly done by the Sky creative team. And it was adverts on Sky TV. It was billboards. It was on the underground. This year it was on Piccadilly Circus.
Wow.
It was on the side of buses that we did for like parades. So I had people messaging me, that friends of mine on Instagram, taking snapshots of their telly, saying, I've just seen you on telly.
Yeah.
Or someone saying, I was in the other room and I heard you on the telly. So it's been really good. It's been really out there. And it's just to show that we know who we are. In this world we are, when they sit and they don't think that LGBT people know who they are. We do know who we are.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a conversation about a trans person,
I think that we are confused.
yeah, talk to us. We know who we are. We are us. And
Yeah. They say, talk about trans people with them.
yeah.
If you talk about them, talk with them, not without them.
Yeah.
Let them be the part of the conversation.
Yeah, I said to somebody recently, I did a little article in a magazine where I said trans people need to stop being the headlines and they need to be involved in the actual journalistic
Yes.
sort of journey. And I said that they need to be talked to, not talked at. Because that's
Yes.
what they're doing. They're not talking to us. They're just talking at us. And it's really hard. But, you know, I feel like I'm getting my voice out there and speaking my truth. So so another thing to say then, like, what's helped me with that is that, so recently I won a Rainbow Honours Award.
Congratulations.
Thank you. For Inspirational Role Model.
Amazing.
Which is absolutely insane, and I love that. Went to the awards. It was recently. It was at the Park Lane Hilton or something.
Yeah.
And my award was the first of the night. So I wasn't...
Sorry, second?
My award was the first one I gave out that night.
Right, okay.
So I wasn't drunk.
Right.
But I was at table 59. I was all the way at the back. It took me ages to get to the
Yeah.
stage in my heels, and I was out of breath when I got there. But when I got up there, I just started saying, like, it's just insane that I'm an inspirational role model, and I'm so happy that you've given it to me. I was like, but there's so many inspirational role models out there
Yeah.
that if you're going to call me that, then I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, because I'm glad that people are hearing what I've got to say.
Yeah.
Not to say that everything I say is put everything down and listen to me.
Yeah.
You know, not everything is inspirational. I say some of the stuff I say is absolute nonsense, and I'm just like being silly. But
It's a perfect balance.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it was such a nice award to get, and it kind of helped me sort of realise that my voice is being heard, and I'm happy for that. And you know, the ironic thing is, my voice is being heard, and I have the biggest voice anxiety that there is because of my voice.
Right. Isn't it funny?
Because I'm always misgendered on the phone, and I'm always worried that when I'm out and about, people will look at me and they might not know I'm trans just then. And the minute I talk, they're like, "Oh, didn't expect that voice."
Right.
So I have massive voice anxiety,
Yeah.
but then people say to me that your voice is being
Yeah.
heard. It's such a weird thing to grasp.
Yeah. Yeah. I find it really. But also, listen, I think since you can feel you've got this admiration from people and people feel inspired by you, just keep using the voice, because you know you've got what it takes.
Yeah.
So just keep doing it.
Thank you.
Honestly,
I will.
because you're obviously doing something right. You're doing a great job, and you're an inspiration to many.
If you can be authentic in anything you do in life, whether you're trans or LGBT or just just being authentic in your normal life. It's so powerful in growing confidence and that. Because I never used to be that confident growing up. I think coming out as trans, I felt like I've got no reason not to be confident because I'm who I am. I'm me. I'm not I'm not arrogant. I'm not out there like just acting like I own the world. But I'm confident in who I am now. So when people say, do you know who you are? So I do know who I am now.
Yeah.
Even though I'm slowly working it out, going through my dress sense and all that stuff. Like when I first transitioned, you talked to some of my friends, the stuff I wore, it was like shocking.
Oh, yeah.
But let me do that. Let me go through my awkward teenage phase.
Yes.
Let me do it all.
Embrace it.
Yeah.
Because we all have that, because when you're transitioning, you're not transitioning just in your body, but and your hair and makeup. By the way, your makeup is beautiful. I keep looking at it, like it's so. And I used to be a makeup artist, so I really want to say that like the lip color is very flattering, and the eye makeup is very nice. Yeah. I keep looking at it the whole time because it really complements your eye color. Because I used to study typology of colors and stuff, and it's
Love
really beautiful.
that.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, here we go. So yeah, it's not just the transition from makeup and hair, and obviously your body and hair removal, laser removal, hair removal, laser removal.
Laser, yeah.
Hormone treatments if you choose to go that route, but also fashion, and it takes some time to really figure out who you are, what suits you, what kind of style you want to go for. What bra sizes, if you wear bras, what underwear to use. That's important too for trans people. Skirts, shoes, like you need to go through the whole wardrobe, which is very also financially exhausting,
Very.
So all the things like that, people don't realize that we have to go through. And it takes some time. Even if you have a good fashion sense, or if you have some friends who do work in fashion or beauty and they can help you with makeup and stuff like that, it still takes time. As every transition in your life, whether it's gender transition, whether it's transition in your new city you've moved in, everything takes time, and it's important to embrace it. It's important to be gentle with ourselves, to enjoy the transition and be patient with ourselves, because it takes time to go from point A to point B. Sometimes it takes a few days, sometimes it takes a few years. We just need to enjoy the journey.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how to be trans, so I'm learning as I go.
Yeah.
We can learn together. But yeah, sorting makeup out, all I do is I just take tips off people.
Yeah.
And it's just practice.
Where can people find your I don't know how to be trans work?
Oh, do you know what's really weird? I've become like a LinkedIn influencer.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
Share that with us today.
Being on LinkedIn, crazy, right? Because LinkedIn actually has a lot to do with my transition. In essence, that I remember being on LinkedIn when just before I come out, and I didn't see any trans people on there. I didn't. And if I did, they were hiding. And they were being really coy about who they were. And I felt like, I'm gonna use LinkedIn now. Now I'm out, I'm gonna go on there. So I went on there and I just sort of like, hi everyone, this is what I'm doing. And oh my god, it's like I just walked into a party and just like completely like disrupted the conversation.
Trans community.
And then suddenly people were just appearing, LGBT like community on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, I mean, if 10 years ago, if you'd said, LinkedIn, I'd be like, no one goes on LinkedIn.
Yes.
LinkedIn is terrible.
Yeah.
It's just walking CVs.
I've heard some people met their wives or partners on LinkedIn. Like it's a good network to date as well, apparently.
Yeah, I'd assume so, yeah, because people, because your work's part of your life, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the case I mean, you do still get some creeps dropping into my inbox, which is weird.
Yeah, I mean, don't we all?
Yeah. But, then I went on LinkedIn, I created up the newsletter on it for I don't know how to be trans, so it's all done, you can find it. If you
So it's Adelle Barker.
Adelle Barker.
Adelle Barker.
Adelle Barker, if you just type in, I don't know how to be trans on LinkedIn, you'll get it. And then I just opened up a Substack. I didn't know what a Substack was. Apparently it's the same. And I basically just cross-promote on both. So
It's the opposite of Domstack.
No idea. It's like a blog place, you know. I grew up in, like you said, I grew up doing blogs years ago before I transitioned, and I was all over it. So now I'm getting my toes back into it, and now I love writing. I love writing. I
Yeah.
love writing silly stuff. I like writing really meaningful stuff. Something just comes to my brain. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
You know, I did something recently about microaggressions, and I sent that out, and I was like, I'm going to do this and that. And I kind of make it fun. I don't make it too preachy. So, because if I'm saying out loud, I don't know how to be trans, I can't have a go at people if they don't know how to react around a trans
Yes,
person.
you can inspire them, but don't tell them what to do.
Yeah, let's work together.
Yeah,
let's work
let's do
together.
together.
Let's do it together. If you don't know how to be
love
around
that.
be around a trans person, let's work it out together. Because look, I'm a trans person. You can learn from me, and we learn together. We might get it wrong. Let's see. That could be funny. It could be fun.
I
you know,
love that.
and that's how I do it. So I do things about last year. Went to France. First time I'd ever got a new passport with my gender marker on it.
Yeah.
And then just being so scared at the customs that they were going to take me away and say,
Really?
you're not allowed in the country because you're trans. Because that's what the world tells me. But no, they didn't care.
No,
They
they don't
I
care.
think they're probably more worried about the amount of red wine I was going to be taking back and stuff. But I do remember, I remember one moment. So we got into France and we walked, it was storm. I was drenched, and we run to charge my car up. We would run to go into a shopping centre, and I bumped into this very French-looking lady. You know, when you just look, like, you're very French.
Yeah.
She bumped into me, but then she quickly said, "Oh, sorry, mademoiselle," and I was like, I
That's so
think,
good,
"Mademoiselle."
right? In Paris, by a
Yeah,
French person.
Look at me, like that, and I was drenched. And I was like,
You got mademoiselle before, and not monsieur.
yeah, no one cared. Like,
Yeah.
my ex-wife, my two kids were just like, we're wet and hungry, and I'm
Yeah.
like, but she just called me mademoiselle. Yeah, so random. And obviously wearing a swimsuit for the first time and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I have not exactly got the most like bikini like body in that. Hormones just make me eat a
Everybody's
lot.
bikini body.
Yeah, but mine's a bit potatoey, but it's fine. Wearing that on the beach, I'm just like, this is insane. This is my life now.
Yeah.
I can do this without. And
Must
were,
have felt so good.
were people looking? No, of course they weren't. No one's looking.
But
But
we think everyone cares because we just live in our head. We create all these
Yes.
dramas. And listen, I'm saying this because that's me every single day. Like, I really want to share this because I overthink massively all the time, creating the scenarios, what will happen, what my friends or family will say or strangers will say. And 99% of these things never happen. And so why do we keep saying these things to ourselves? Why do we keep creating these worst case scenarios in our head? It doesn't happen.
it's crazy. Our brains are the most fascinating and annoying things that we have.
Yes.
Right? Our brains are absolute idiots sometimes, and they're horrible to us. Our brains they're horrible to us because our brain can choose to be happy all the time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It doesn't want to. It's like, no, I'm not be happy today. I'm going to be really anxious today. I'm going to be, and it makes you do this. But someone said to me the other day something really, and I kind of thought, oh wow. They said your brain doesn't understand boredom. It doesn't remember it. So you think about how easy it is to get bored. You would think you would remember, oh, last time I was bored, this is what it felt like. No, it's always a new feeling. It always agitates you. And I thought, isn't that interesting? So I think as a trans person, and I think your brain will never, ever understand the sort of protective nature of who you are because it's just constantly going to be thinking and protecting you or not protecting you by being overthinking all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a professor or stuff. I don't know. But I just think it's fascinating.
I think it's natural for us, but I think especially for trans people suffering from, body image issues, body dysmorphia, gender dysphoria,
Yes.
trauma, all these things, more than cis people, for us it's stronger. It feels more intense.
Yes.
These thoughts and this feeling because it's a protective mechanism in our brain. We want to feel safe. We
Yeah.
just want to be happy, as you said, be on the beach or by the lake, wherever you are in your bikini, and just enjoy your time with your loved ones and be present and enjoy. you don't want to talk, you don't want to think about who is looking, who is laughing, am I safe?
Yes.
So it's understandable that we go through that.
Yeah, and you know what? As well, it's one of those things where I've said to people, I've done like panels and I've done like talks, and I've said to people, cis people, how many times a day do you think about your gender? And they've always said things like, well, none, or
No, it's
don't.
normal for
I'm
you.
like, trans people think about it every day. And sometimes they think about it every hour. It just
Yeah.
depends on the situation. I said, that's exhausting. So now you know why trans people are exhausted.
I never thought of, yeah, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you didn't know why trans people are exhausted, now you know why we are exhausted all the time, because we have to think about our gender all the
Yeah,
time.
all the time.
It's-
If
you
you
know-
if you see a trans person sleeping, let them sleep.
Yeah.
They need it.
We should get this sleep mask with a trans flag on it.
Yeah,
Don't disturb, I'm thinking about my gender.
yeah. Copyright that.
Yeah. Maybe I should do it with Trans Crush Loco now. I actually never thought, I never heard this before. I never thought about me thinking about how many times I think about my gender a day. But let me tell you, in terms of gender dysphoria and what I want to do with my face or body and stuff like that, it's at least 5 to 10 times a day. That's just my body image. Around the mirror, if I'm around the mirror, it's more often, because obviously with the mirror you see things straight away, and you know, interesting. Now I will try to observe it more and see how many times I think about my gender or anything like trans related with myself. Yeah.
The thing is as well, women will think about it a lot more because of the landscape and, you know, more vulnerable, right? So you will think about your gender more and more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think trans women in particular will think about it a lot. I know I do. I take so many selfies.
Yeah.
And I think I do that purely just as a kind of...
Analyze that?
do you know what? I don't.
Or is gender affirming for you to like, I look pretty woman I always wanted to be?
Do you know
or
what?
Or is it like,
I think it's more that. I
Yeah.
think it's more the fact that I like seeing what I see now.
yes, you feel
And-
comfortable, happy.
Yeah.
You feel like you do better version than you were before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my little girl even said, oh, you take so many selfies. And I was like, well, I like how I look.
I feel good about
Yeah.
myself.
And they're like, well, just stop it. It's cringe.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thanks.
Well, it reminded her that 10 years time.
Oh, she's taking selfies already
All the
now,
time,
so
yeah.
it doesn't matter. She does it already. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay, Adele, last question before we go on Patreon.
Oh,
What are your hopes and dreams for the future? It's a deep question, so take your time.
it's a really big question. I just, especially right now, the landscape we're in, it's really difficult. I just want people to just shut up, yeah, and just stop being so hateful and ignorant and allowing the, you know, the pitchforks to be out there and using trans people as a political football, they say, or
Weapon.
we're not to be blamed on stuff. Leave us alone. Let us be. I just hope for the future that there's a sense of common sense comes back.
Yeah.
And do you know what's ironic about when I say that is that people who are the other side of me that don't agree with trans people, they will say that they've got common sense. And they will believe it. They will believe that common sense is male or female and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but the world is evolving constantly. Like, let's keep moving. Like, stop
Don't
being...
get stuck 2000 years ago.
Exactly. And all you
Yeah.
do is you raise anything from, like... You remember, like, 40 years ago, there was, like, Section 28. And they're like, oh, yeah, it was terrible. You're like, well, you're doing it again. Stop doing it. Stop repeating everything. Stop believing that you're making a better tomorrow by, you know, getting rid of us today. That makes no sense. But everyone's angry. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to sit there and be so political and preachy and tell everybody how they should think. But I just feel like sometimes I do feel like I'm sitting there watching people try and make sense of the world. When I'm like, you're asking the wrong questions. they're all asking the wrong questions. Like, what is a woman? That's the wrong question. You're asking questions about how we can protect all women and everything. So my hopes and dreams for the future is people start to listen more and stop shouting, which again is quite ironic because all I'm doing is talking. But I just want people to start listening to, and we said it earlier, didn't we? If you're going to talk to trans people, talk to us, not at us, and let us talk and show you who we are. So I'm hoping for a better tomorrow for trans people, but I hope my hopes and dreams is for all trans people to feel safe and feel like they could be who they are, no matter what walks of life they come from.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Adelle, for being so inspiring. I really appreciate your time coming here, sharing your story, whether it's you being a parent, your coming out, what it took to be where you are right now, and inspiring things you do at your work right now. I'm truly moved and inspired, so thank you so much. And I can't wait to talk about your dating life and the behind the scene questions that we can share on here on Patreon, where we talk about everything super openly without any filter. So I'll see you there. Well, that was all for today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are. Remember to share the podcast with your loved ones. Please subscribe. Please follow. Please comment. It's so important, and it means so much to me. And also, don't forget to go on Patreon right now, which is patreon.com/transcrash, or click the link below this episode, where me and Adelle will talk about her dating experience and the dynamic. And I'm so excited to find out about it now. And remember, so much realness, it will make you blush. Every Thursday on Trans Crash. I'm going to see you next Thursday. Take care. Goodbye.
It was almost like I kind of get attracted to their soul of I know what they're going through, even though I couldn't bring myself to think that.
Wow. When you went on Grindr dating apps, were you curious about men at all?
Yeah.
Or like feminine man or masculine man or anyone?
I like your face, I just don't want to sit on it.
You have to do the things that are not right for you, so you know that you don't like them.
Exactly.
How do you find that advice? So were you attracted to trans women before you transitioned? You're so open with us, and you just say like, I'm still figuring out, and you're embracing it. And
you have to.
And I love it.
Yeah. And then you start thinking, well, am I pansexual? Am I bisexual? Am I asexual? I don't know. And you know what? I'm learning so much about sexuality.